Hey guys, what is going on? It is RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nolan. In today's video, I'm doing a bit of a tire comparison. So, this right here is my 110 scale Traxxas Maxx. Right now, it is rocking the stock tires. And let's see, the dimensions on these are 5.5 inch tall tires, 2.8 inch wheels, and 2.7 inch wide. So I'm first going to start off with just the stock tires, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw these on, which these right here are the PROLINE Badland Mx28s. Now, please excuse my terrible job at gluing, because the glue unfortunately ran all down the sides of the sidewall, so it looks horrible. These were the toughest tire I've ever had to get on, just to get onto the wheel. But one thing I need to point out is these are a smaller tire. So they're both 2.8 rims. These are actually Traxxas Maxx rims that I glued them on. So they're the exact same wheel that's already on the Max. For a second, I'm like, did I get the right size? Like, nowhere on these tires does it actually say 2.8, but I ordered 2.8s. For the sizing, it just says 2.7, so that's the width, which is the exact same as these supposedly. It does not say what size the wheel is. It just says 2.7 by 5.05. So they're almost half an inch smaller, 5.05 compared to 5.5. So I don't really like that, and they were hard as heck to glue and get onto these wheels. I had to stretch them out like crazy. Took like 45 minutes. Legitimately, it took me forever to actually get them seated properly and actually get them glued. And like I said, the glue ran all over the place, but they're on. And I want to test these out after I test these. So these ones right here have pretty soft foam, but these ones I have a feeling are going to hook like crazy, because these are like, they're a Badland tire. They're a PROLINE Badland, so they're kind of like an MX type tire. And with my experience with these, running them on my Traxxas Slash, these things absolutely rip. They dig into dirt, especially dirt, grass. They just totally rip. The foams aren't quite as soft. The rubber isn't quite as soft as the stock. So I am interested to know when I go to test these, when I start jumping and stuff, you know, will it be able to handle the impacts as well as these stock tires? I don't know. But that's what we're going to find out, guys. So what I'm going to do is start out with the Traxxas Maxx running the stock tires. I'm going to rip it a little bit out here in the grass, do a few flips. Then I'm going to swap over to the Badlands, the Mx28s, and see how they do. So let's go ahead and jump right in this video. All right, guys, ready to rock and roll. Let's get a launch with the Traxxas Maxx. Ready, get set, go. She's a ripper. By the way, guys, this does have the wide max kit on it, which I think is a must. Ooh, the body came off, so I got to get to it. That's one thing that can happen with the Max trucks. When I say Max trucks, I mean the X Max and the Mini Max. The body can come off fairly easily because they are clipless. So on big tumbles and stuff, they can definitely come off. It's kind of annoying, but they're very convenient to use. So kind of have to pick and choose. Alrighty, guys, got the body back on. How about a rip in the dirt? She's a ripper, guys. Around that tree. Almost hit that. You can see how those stock tires really kind of soak up the bumps. They act almost like a suspension part themselves just because they're so cushioned. Because you probably can't tell, but it's pretty bumpy right through here. And it really soaks up those bumps. There, it almost got bucked a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick flyby. Here we go for a flyby. That's pinned. Don't want to flip it all the way over there because then I got to go get it. Bring it back for another flyby in this direction. Here we go. All right, I'm pinned. Ooh, I had to let off the throttle there at the end. One more time back in this direction. I'm pinned. Okay, good enough. Let's go right to jumping, guys. I don't want to waste all this battery doing flybys, even though it is oh so fun. Ooh, landing on all four. Should we start off with a backflip or maybe just a jump? Nice. That was a pretty decent backflip. Wheel stand. Also, guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. It really helps the channel out. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. So then you'll be notified when I come out with new videos, which I do on a very regular basis. I actually travel for work, so I take my RCs all over, really, mostly the Midwest, but all over the country, really. So I try to find different parks and stuff to stop at on my way home from work. So I stop with my RC cars. So there's a lot of different places I experience with my RC cars. So it's pretty freaking cool. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe. Also, it really helps me out if you like this video. It spreads it to more people, makes it much more likely the algorithm is going to pick up this video if you do hit that thumbs up. So if you did enjoy it, or if you are enjoying it, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And like I said, if you feel like subscribing, that would be awesome as well. But let's go ahead. Let's keep on going. I think let's carry a little bit of speed. I don't know if I'm going to do a backflip on this one, but let's carry a little bit of speed. Just get a little bit of air. Here we go. Ooh, tumbled it. Didn't quite soak that up. Let me straighten out the ramp real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's jump this again. Try to get a little bit of air time. Here we go. I felt that one. All right, I want to carry a bit of speed. I don't want to do a backflip though. I just want to see how far we can carry it through the air. Here we go. Okay, we landed that one. That's a decent distance, respectable distance. Spin her around the tree. Let's do another one of those. Ooh, that one did not come down nicely. Yeah, like this can take a beating. Definitely can take a beating. Definitely a tough machine. No doubt about that. All right, let's bring it again. Ooh, that time I really kind of had to adjust my throttle in the air. I think I braked too soon and then I had to give it a little bit of gas there at the end. Let's do another backflip. We gotta do backflip. Backflips are so much fun. Here we go. Landed it. Wasn't the prettiest landing, but we landed it. Oops. Wasn't intending on doing that. Yeah, with the wide max kit on this machine handles so much better. So much better than like a stock machine would. And that kit cost $50. And it's totally worth it for that 50 bucks. Because I can actually go around trees. It actually handles, which it did not do before the wide max kit. I would have flipped it. I would have flipped it just going around a tree like this fast. I would have flipped it. It would have dug in right there. Like when I mean it's totally worth it, I mean it's night and day different. This thing's so much more nimble. Oop, right up against the tree. Just so much more nimble. We got a good taste of how it performs with the stock tires, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the stock tires off, get those PROLINE Badland Mx28s mounted up, and we'll do some ripping with those. I don't know, backflips might actually be more difficult just because these are not gonna expand as much. Now, they're not belted, but I can just tell you the rubber material is much thicker on these PROLINE tires than the stock Traxxas ones. Just have a lot more give to them. So, but let me get them swapped over, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alrighty guys, I am back, and one thing I wanted to point out real quick before I get that last tire mounted up is just the noticeable size difference. Gosh, I don't have very good light here. Let me move the RC a little bit. Oops. Drop this nylon piece. There's a noticeable size difference between these tires. Just look. Maybe you can tell from the above shot, but it's definitely a noticeable difference in size. You can tell those rear ones, the stock ones, are much bigger. We definitely lost some clearance putting those ones on, and it's just a lower profile, so we also lost some cushioning compared to these ones. So maybe we're going to be more likely to break stuff. I don't know, but maybe we'll pick up some grip. Just want to point that out. Let me get the last one swapped over, then we'll start ripping. All right, I got them all swapped over, and they are noticeably smaller. They look dinky compared to, like, they look gnarly, like the tread just looks so beefy, but the tire size is just so much smaller. Like, losing a ½ inch in tire size is pretty enormous, especially for a monster truck, because you're kind of relying on clearance, and that just took away some of our ground clearance. Also took away some of our cushioning, because obviously there's less cushioning in there since these are lower profile tires, obviously. Yeah, let's just get started ripping, see how they do. The first thing we gotta do a launch. We gotta see how this thing does with a launch. All right, ready? Get set, go. Okay, I can tell you that hooked up better than the stock ones. Here, let me do another launch real quick. It seems like it can actually get that power to the ground better and faster. With the stock tires, it almost seems like those ones just want to lift up, like constantly. Let's do a flyby. We need to do a flyby. So I'm gonna take it down that way. We probably lost a little bit. I'm sure we lost a little top end speed as well, because we just basically changed the gear ratio by putting smaller tires on. All right, let me take it up there, around that tree. All right, now I'm gonna bring it down and we're gonna do a flyby. Here we go. I'm pinned right now, guys. That could also affect how well it can soak up bumps, you know, having these lower profile tires. I let off before I got to this bumpy part. Let's do another one back in this direction, guys. Here we go. I'm pinned. I mean, it does get the power to the ground efficiently, I have to say that. Like, they definitely rip. One more time in this direction. Ooh, almost lost control of it there. Real quick, what I want to do is a slow motion through here to see how it soaks up the bumps. Then we're going to go right to the ramp. Ready? Get set, go. They definitely shoot dirt all over the place. Another launch. Oh, Jesus. Yep, they definitely dig in pretty darn well, guys. They dig in pretty darn well. For sure, it hooks up better when launching. Let's see how it does with jumping, though, because our jumping might be compromised with these lower profile tires. I know some people upgrade to the 3.8s. I know that's actually what my friend Elijah has on his Max, which I think the 3.8s are more made for like Traxxas Revos. But you can put them on the Max, and some people really like that. And you know, it's kind of, the good thing is it has a servo that can probably turn those bigger tires, but I don't know if I want to go that big. But then also, these seem kind of small. So is there any in between? I don't know if there's any in between 2.8 and 3.8. Not that I know of. But yeah, let's go ahead, take her off the jump, guys. Also, guys, if you're enjoying this video and you feel like you're gaining something, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. But it is time to jump this thing, guys. I think that it's going to have a more difficult time rotating those and doing a backflip, though, with those smaller tires. But let's see. Oh crap. I launched off of that kind of sideways. I love the tread pattern though. The Badland type tread pattern is just an awesome tread pattern. It hooks up in most conditions. It's just a really sweet tire. They just look meaty and aggressive. All right, here we go. Back up to the ramp, guys. Can we do a backflip? That's the question. Barely. When I mean barely, that barely had enough to rotate for a single. Wow, that was sketch. You know, rotational mass has a lot to do with doing backflips. That's why you aren't able to do a backflip with a Traxxas Slash. Or at least not easily. A Traxxas Slash short course trucks, with how small their tires are, like compared to the size of the body, since they're not a monster truck, you're probably not going to get that rotation that you need to rotate the machine. Which is why when people try to do a backflip with a Slash, you need either a ton of air or you need some type of weird takeoff that actually helps rotate it to begin with, because otherwise you're not doing a backflip off a ramp like this with a Traxxas Slash. Here we go. Let's try another one. Yeah, I'm flooring it and it's barely rotating, guys. That's kind of disappointing. So smaller tires, they're lower profile, they definitely have an effect. They're not ballooning up as much. Let's just go for a little bit of distance here, guys. All right, let's bring it with a little bit of speed, see what we can get for air. Oh. That didn't lift the nose up at all. Disadvantage of small tires. Let me get on this side. Here we go. Rolling onto the throttle. Okay, that one I actually landed. But none of these landings seem very smooth. I almost ran into myself. None of these landings seem very smooth though, that's the thing. Springer again. Okay, as long as I take off from the ramp flat, and there's no need to lift up the front end, it doesn't fly horrible. It doesn't fly perfect, but let's try that again. A little bit more speed. That one, barely able to land that one, because it started going crooked in the air. And that's the worst thing, when it goes crooked in the air, to try to get it back up. Ah, that's what she said. Like, they're still actually losing traction a little bit. Like, let's test the nimbleness of this thing real quick. Because I like testing it like around the trees. That's a good kind of a way to test the handling and the agility. Just around the tree. Back this way. Around that tree. Bye-bye. Yeah, like, it all of a sudden, like, shot to the right. Why is it pulling? Did I break a drive shaft? Something happened, guys. It's pulling. It's pulling to the right as soon as I give it throttle. You see that? Let's investigate. Something might have happened, guys. Okay, well, there's a stick lodged in here. That's not very helpful. Wonder if that's it. Could have been that. Let's see if that's all it was. If it was just that stick that was wedged in there. That might have been all it was. Now it seems like she's wheeling, going pretty straight. Ooh, oh crap. And it pulled to the right as I was going past that tree. And and look what happened. Same thing happened where it pulled that hub. At least it doesn't look like it broke it, but it pulled that hub out. So guys, I think we're going to be done with this video. I think in every measurable way, the stock tires are better, without a doubt. So in my personal opinion, unless you're going to go with like the 3.8, the larger version of these, because you want more cushioning, you're going to start having issues like that on landings. You're going to have the hub, the steering knuckle come out like that from the pin, because there's just much more stress. It pulled to the right there at the end, which is why it hit that tree to begin with. They're probably better in the grip department for launching, but that's about it. They top out pretty quick. They don't have the top end speed. They don't have the cushioning the stock ones do. You can't rotate it and do backflips like with the stock ones. So in every measurable way, I'd say the stock tires are better. So unless you're just going to run yours on the street, there's no point in having these tires. There's not enough cushioning. So that's my consensus on the Mx28s, at least for the Traxxas Maxx. They might work better on some RCs. Like these might work great on if you got 17mm hex adapters and put these on like a slash 4x4 or slash 2-wheel drive, had these type of monster truck type tires, that might work pretty well. But for our Traxxas Maxx, these do not work very well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys next video. Later.